Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and I'm not quite up to par yet, but I want to share something with you. When we went to the baby shower, my cousin Marilyn, who's 73 years old, brought me some bins that belonged to her mother, my Aunt Jane. My Aunt Jane passed away, I believe, in 1999, and she was in her 80s. But I received a couple of bins from my cousin Marilyn before with Aunt Jane, some of Aunt Jane's craft stuff. Well, now I have more. And I haven't opened them yet because I wanted to open them with you because you just never know what kind of wonderful pieces of history or craft ideas we may see. These are not huge bins, but there is 6 of them in this bag. Now, I started to go through the bag and got black stuff all over my hands, so we'll have to, I hope there's not an open can of boot polish in here or something. But let's look through these. Now, I want to be careful because I don't know if it was this. There's more than one bag in here, okay? Which I'm grateful for because the grocery stores aren't giving out plastic bags anymore. Okay, here we have different scraps of knitting yarn holding this ball. This was a rubber band holding this ball. Look, it's hard and dry. That's how old this is. That's how old this is, folks. Do you recognize that? I have not seen a Dominion store in Canada since I was preteen. Okay, it's been at least 50 years since I've seen a Dominion store in Canada. All right, there's that. Now, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Knitting needles. You know, I've thrown away more knitting needles. Now this is cotton yarn. So you know I'm going to be making, you know what, I'm going to have to go through some, I'm going to have to start a bag. I looked at, now I don't know what, okay, I'm just going to dump this out. More knitting. Now this I saw, and this, now she was knitting this. Something sticking through here. Knitting needle. Look at this. I don't know how she did this, but this is some kind of blanket, I guess, or sweater. But it's all different. Look at the different. She's doing it double thick. She was doing it double thick. And I don't know how she knitted stuff on here in different shapes. Isn't that wild? I'm going to put this aside. If anybody can tell me, I'm going to put this aside because I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to put this in its own bag. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. These are slipper socks. And only the toes aren't finished. I can do that. I can do that. Those are socks that aren't finished and only the toes. I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside with the black yarn. God, Aunt Jane, you're making me knit from the grave. I gave up knitting, but I guess... Alright, what's in here? Fabric. And it all looks like Christmas fabric. It's ribbon. Green polka dot. It's not all Christmas fabric. Some of it's just green, but that's got snowflakes on it. Wow. Sewing patterns. Now what is this? Pill box timer for timing medication. Must need a battery. There's the other knitting needle that goes with that project she was doing. That must be what she was cutting out of. This is some quilted fabric. Okay, so we have fabric. Let's look through the first bin. Marking and sewing kit. Sewing stitcher. What is this? Well, it still has the instructions. Is there a date on this? Okay, that is going to need some further investigation, but it has 10 cents on the written on the box. So knowing my Aunt Jane, that came from a rummage sale. And here is a spool holder. Here's a Sucrets tin full of Christmas hooks. God love you, Aunt Jane. I have no idea what this is. Whoops. So this is basically just sewing notions. Wow. Do you know what those are? I'm pretty sure it's either a vacuum belt or a sewing machine belt. And these are all little plugs, safety things for, you know, you put them in the plug so that babies can't stick their fingers in plugs. Bobbins. All these little tins. Elastoplast first aid and dressings. Straight pins. More sewing needles. A shoehorn. Awesome, okay. Let's put these back in there. We've been through it. We'll put this one on back over here. I may use these for just what, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Look at the fabric. See, remember my Aunt Jane was a quilter. Lots of blue. Wow, awesome. I'm not going to mess them up, but we got lots of fabric in here. What's this? These are knitted cuffs. Not sure I understand what that means. I got excited for a second thinking they were knitting. These are knitted cuffs. They're just machine knit cuffs. Huge. They're like tacks, but these are upholstery tacks. Oh. It's kind of like a trip down memory lane in history, isn't it? Doesn't it? Students' drawing instructions. Baker's set. Wow. Look how old this is, guys. Oh my God. Souvenir of Their Majesty's visit 1939. Can you see that? It's probably full of buttons. Oh, look at that. God love you, Aunt Jane. I got a little button box. Isn't that something? 1939. Oh my God. There's an old pair of scissors. Now what's this? Kenwood Mills Limited Arn Prior. 1955. It's a little address book. There's a lot of historical, You know, people think, oh, it's nothing, right? But the truth is, history is, we get history, and history is something that, big events, wars, revolutions, plagues, disasters, y'all see them, and they're recorded in history. But what fleshes history out for movies and TV shows is stuff like this that we find that have come from the past. This is leather, guys. This is leather. Can't help but smell it. That's leather. Another little sewing kit. And these are, looks like handkerchiefs for embroidering. Muslin handkerchief patterns. Some writing on here. Made in Czechoslovakia. Oh my goodness! Puppy dog sweater patterns. Bunny rabbit. Oh my God. Thank you, Aunt Jane. Guess who's getting sweaters? My grandson. When he gets old and big enough to wear them. Look at that. Oh, that's... Okay, when was this? This is Mary Maxim. Printed in Canada, 1955. That is awesome. Oh my God. Look at this, folks. Back when people used to use handkerchiefs. And people would buy plain handkerchiefs and they would do these crocheting around the edge. Or they would sew on little, oh my goodness. I was just watching Call the Midwife the other day and thinking, you know, Kleenexes, we should start using hankies again. Because Kleenexes are just more garbage and paper, eh? These are the kind of handkerchiefs I used to buy at Zeller's and give them to my dad every year because he loved handkerchiefs. Look at this. My goodness. What is this? Name labeling kit. Look at how, it's like a spider web, and that's hand crocheted. And what do we got here? Fast color to usual washing. It's strawberries. I remember this pattern. My sister had that top middle purple one. My Aunt Toots made my sister those as maternity blouses for my sister. More fabric. Oh my God. There's another one of my Aunt Jane's grandmother flower garden squares. I'm going to see if that fits one of my the quilt I'm working on. And I'll put it in there. Wow, look at the size of that jar of straight pins, and it's glass. This is the Mrs. Wolfe from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, you know, when someone gives you bins of their mother's or their grandmother's stuff, go through them. Because you're going to find history, no matter what you do. History. I miss you, Aunt Jane. Speaking of history, I guess I know where I got a lot of... This is my mom's older sister. I guess I know where I got a lot of my desire to craft and quilt and stuff, eh? Take care. God bless.